Let's sit down and let's really remind ourselves about why we do what we do when we sit down to meditate. We want to reach a state, a place of ultimate imperturbability, and what that means is that we are free from our reactions, our negative reactions to the world outside of us and to the world inside of us. And this is synonymous to us just being in love. Being in love, feeling love, giving love, showing love. Because when we feel love, we are at peace. Our mind is quiet. It's our highest natural state. Choose the word that you want, but when we're in love, we are generous. We are giving. We feel open. We feel courageous. We live in yes. Most people are confused about love. Most people think that it's as long as you do what I want you to do, I'll love you. Otherwise, I won't love you. Now, this can be with our partners, our children. We are confused that maybe love is getting our way. Including in that is that love means that you love me, not that I love you. Love is a feeling of givingness with no thought of receiving. There are no strings attached. And it is a natural inherent state. And the tricky thing is that only by loving does love come to us. And that's not so illogical when we think of the idea that negative attracts negative and positive attracts positive. And so when we are love-filled, loving people, loving situations just come our way. Loving and giving are synonymous. We free others. We really are more delightful, more beautiful. We take people as they are because we don't need them to be anything else, because the love that we have inside us is enough for us. When there are problems, if we loved more, those problems would disappear. In fact, it's seeing the problem and repeating the problem, right? What we hold in mind will grow. So disapproval begets disapproval, and approval begets approval. So when the love is complete, the problem dissolves completely. Think of something you want to change about someone. Now, because you're holding that in mind, it doesn't change. It stays the same. I want you to notice that. What you're wanting to change in someone isn't changing. Because what you're holding in mind is the problem and the disapproval. The new thought would be, what would it look like if it were 100% perfect for me? What if you held that thought and grew it? Even right now, I want you to think of that situation or that person, and I want you to hold that and expand it even more and even more and even more. I want you to practice holding. If it were 100% perfect, what would that look like? From this place, you're in cap. Now from this place where it's all perfect, I want you to look down on your previous story. On your insisting on wanting it to change, on your figuring it out. From cap, look at this story. And can you evaporate and dissolve this story and allow it to evaporate? And allow it to evaporate some more and some more and even more. Think about an issue you have with someone. Now ask your mind if it has an answer. The problem that this remains an issue is because it's like a needle in a haystack. Your mind can't find the answer to it. Although it always will find the answer to disapprove of this person. Now, can you let go of disapproving? Can you let go of disapproving some more? And even more. And even more. And could you give them some approval? You don't have to agree with them. You do this for you. You fill yourself with approval. Approval for you and approval for them. And fill yourself some more. And with more approval and even more approval. The love is inside of you and nowhere else. What a realized person is someone who realizes that they are a master of their own feelings. Their mind is not the master, their body is not the master. They don't have to disapprove. They can let it go. Otherwise, we're in touch with our ego and we're in suffering. And when we're in touch with our story, we're in suffering. Really notice this. When you're in disapproval, you're in suffering. And when you're in suffering or in disapproval, you're likely very, very attached to your story. So again, the cap place is how would you feel if everything was totally perfect and resolved? How would it feel? Now notice that even as you try and exercise this, your mind will try to stop, but we know this. And so we let go of wanting approval so that we can just move into the experience of having approval. We let go of the experience of wanting or lacking control so that we can be in control. And we are in the state of loving. When the love is complete, the problem is solved. So be mindful of your love and your non-love feelings. And let me close out this way. I'd like you to make a list. Make a list of 10 things, random. Your closet, your commute, your partner, your child, your money, your bank account. And I want you to just say, am I loving this or am I not? Am I loving this or am I not? If you want, you can just keep that list going. But release on each. And decide to send each love and approval. As I'm sending you love and approval.